NFL Daily by Chat Sports. Make sure you guys hit that big red button that says subscribe. And if you are subbed, take the link, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Send it to all your friends. So we always do these NFL mailbags, Tom and I. And the easiest way to get on the show is the Super Chat. But you can also use #NFL. First one's coming in is a Super Chat. Raiders today. Will Devonta Smith go in the top 8?
Maybe. This is going to depend on how the NFL views the big three receivers, right? Jamar Chase, who put up Devonta Smith-like numbers as a younger player, but opted out this year.
Correct.
Devonta Smith, the Heisman Trophy winner, was just ungodly. Jalen Waddle, who
might actually
coming off the injury, is the most explosive athletic of those three guys, and we just saw Henry Ruggs go before Jerry Jeudy and CeeDee Lamb. There are teams that need a receiver. Miami at 3, the Bengals at 5, the Eagles at 6, and the Lions at 7. Not all of those teams will go receiver.
Yep.
I think there's a very real chance Smith goes in the top 8, but I do want to make note of this. I'm going to say yes, he should. He is very slight in terms of his build for a receiver in the NFL. He's like a sub-180-pound guy, at least at Alabama, and he'll bulk up for the combine, but that is at least a potential red flag. If he slides, that's probably why. But for me, yeah, I think he should go in the top 8. If I'm the Lions and I'm looking for a receiver, if Chase is off the board or even if Waddle's off the board, yeah, give me Devonta Smith, no doubt.
Speaking of receivers, Jason, do my Chargers draft a wide receiver? If so, who?
Great question. If those three guys I just mentioned are off the board, Waddle, Smith, and Chase, probably not. If one of them is there, I say yes. If you want to count Kyle Pitts in that category, remember, Hunter Henry, free agent, I say yes.
Mike Williams doesn't come back.
If you take care of that position in free agency, then no. If the big four are off the board, no. And if you still need a tackle, probably not.
Daniel Henderson, will the Broncos trade Drew Lock? The issue is who's going to trade for Drew Lock.
I don't think that's a path that Denver will or should pursue. That's the type of player that means more to your own organization than a different organization. Like, the guys that drafted him are still there. It's not like they went to a different team and there's some interest on that level. And you've spent really a year and a half due to injuries.
You spent a lot of draft capital surrounding him with a lot of talent.
Which I think you're going to do regardless, but you invested in him. And you still want to see what he can do. If you trade Drew Lock now, you would only do it if you think he's not the guy for you.
Okay.
And I don't think Denver's there. It's not like you're selling high, you know? So because of that, I think if you're Denver, look, if you want to add some competition, veteran quarterback, sure. If you go wild and trade for Matt Stafford, okay, I guess that can make some sense. But I think in a bubble, roll it back with Locke for one more year and see if he's your guy. If not, let your new GM come over. Because you know what the new GM wants to do? You give the old regime a shot. Because you still get a chance to make yourself known next year if you want to. If you keep everyone that works, well, then you're brilliant.
Well, we'll see. You'd also be brilliant to go ahead and get yourself an NFL face mask. Chatsports.com/staysafe, where we got awesome deals going on right now. Like, they are mind-blowing types of deals, up to 75% off. Chatsports.com/staysafe. That 3-pack, $6.99. But it's not just the ones that we show on screen. There's hundreds of different masks for all 32 NFL teams. If you're looking for just one face mask and you got $5 in your pocket, there's some for $3.75. We, every single day, when we come into work, we look for the best deals on the internet. This right now is the best deal. I promise you that. Chatsports.com/staysafe. Do the right things. Wear a mask. I want to be able to go watch football games next year. I want to be able to go to a grocery store, honestly, without wearing a mask. I kind of like wearing one.
Without being worried about big crowds, you know?
I do like wearing them on the airport, but bottom line is this. If you're trying to rep your favorite team, do it in style. Chatsports.com/staysafe. What up, Jarvis? Does Lamar Jackson have the recipe to win in the playoffs?
I think yes. And in large part because there is no one recipe.
Correct.
You can have playoff success in a lot of different ways, especially when you're a cheap quarterback. That's what Lamar Jackson is right now. They're not paying him a lot of money right now. So, yes, I think the recipe, it does exist for the Ravens to have playoff success. I also think in general, getting a bye in the playoffs should count as one playoff win. Like, I think that should be a rule going forward. I've always felt that. Because you were so good in the regular season, you didn't have to play a lesser team. You got to skip that part. I think it should count. Regardless, yes, I think the recipe is there. I think that even in the loss against the Titans last year, they just failed on fourth downs. Get some fourth down pickups, they win that game. Yeah. It's that simple. So
I think the other thing with Lamar Jackson is he's so athletic. No matter how much you scheme for him, no matter how much a defensive coordinator can put time in, he can do things that nobody else can do.
Get him some good receivers.
Yeah, get him an offense. We got Javier. What up, my man? I want Kyle Pitts as a Giants fan and trade for a late first and get a receiver. I would sign an edge in free agency. Do you agree?
If you're gonna, I think edge is a huge need for New York. So addressing that in free agency, cool. That takes care of one need there. If you want Kyle Pitts, you're probably trading Evan Ingram, by the way, which is fine. I got no problem with that because I love Pitts
you think Pitts
so
is
much.
Going to be better than Ingram?
I don't trust Jason Garrett to use Kyle Pitts right.
I
just envision him being like, cool. Well, like I could see Garrett. Like I like Pat Freiermuth more because he reminds me of Witten. Like that's what I worry about. But if you want to go Kyle Pitts, I like that. Going up, getting a late first and a receiver too. Yeah, I'm more with that. I will make note. Don't sacrifice too much draft capital next year because if you struggle, you're going to want a new quarterback. Just keep that in mind.
All right, let us know in the comments section who will be a draft bust. So Tom's one of the best in the biz in terms of all NFL draft content. Hit him up on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney. Tom, give me a draft bust, and I'll give you one of mine.
I am not sold on Micah Parsons yet.
Okay.
Now, I'm still probably going to end up having a first or close to a first-round grade on him. I'm not saying he'll be a bust. He's not great in coverage, and that worries me at the linebacker position, which is the running backs of the defense. In reality, it's going to be at least one of those four quarterbacks, if not multiple.
Justin Fields out of the quarterback scares me the most because he's going to be the one that goes after.
I like him, man.
What about Kwity Paye? Kwity Paye scares me.
The defensive guys in general this year, like the top ones, like Paye and Russo.
He's got all the athletic traits, but he just hasn't put up any production.
This is going to be a traits versus production year on defense, and that will lead to some very big disagreements. And the reality is in the NFL, guys, there are always going to be busts, and there's no such thing as a locked great draft pick.
Evan Scott, how much has Trey Sermon's draft stock increased?
Yes.
A lot. A lot.
Hey, look,
he looks phenomenal.
I want to emphasize this part. You don't want to just take one or two games and totally change your evaluation of a prospect altogether. But Fields is still really good, by the way. But in terms of Sermon, what he has done these past few games is nothing short of incredible. He has been that guy for the Buckeyes. Like, this is like the best we've seen Trey Sermon, and against good competition.
Oh, yeah.
I think that matters. His draft stock unquestionably has gone up. Look, there is a clear top two at the running back position, Travis Etienne, Najee Harris, in whatever order you want. Beyond that, who knows? Sermon is at least worth discussing now. His draft stock, way up.
Gary Sanderson, coaches on the hot seat entering next year.
All right, let's go rapid fire here. Zach Taylor kicks things off for me with the Cincinnati Bengals. I think he's on the hot seat there. I think Doug Peterson on the hot seat next year. Vic Fangio on the hot seat next year. Mike McCarthy. He's on the hot seat next year. Dark horse names I want to mention. I don't think end up on the hot seat, but maybe. Mike Zimmer. I like him, but going to replace the OC again. They struggle. They might just blow it up altogether. Cliff Kingsbury. That's the other hot seat.
You basically took every single one. So
yeah, that's what I was doing.
There you go. So if you guys love the shows that we do here at Chat Sports, seriously, subscribe. We go live every single Monday and Wednesday covering the latest NFL news and rumors. We do segments like, NFL mock drafts, coaching hot seats. We do shows like who are the best teams in the NFL playoff picture. But the thing that makes Chat Sports different is the live interaction. And if you want to be a part of our live shows, hit the subscribe button, turn on those notifications. And then once your notifications are on, go into your settings tab and then click all. That way you literally won't miss a thing. Seriously, we love you all. Make sure you guys support us. Hit that subscribe button. It's free and it's easy to do. Mitty, if Chris Carson leaves the Seahawks this offseason, should they try to get Kareem Hunt?
If they lose Carson,
it'd be a good fit.
Yeah, but he also signed an extension beginning this year, so I don't think the Browns move on from Hunt. So I don't think Hunt's an option. But I think if you're Seattle, how about you draft somebody?
Oh.
How about you spend? But you remember, you can't be in round one. You don't have one.
That's true. I was just gonna say.
Maybe you try someone day 2, day 3. I don't hate that idea.
Okay.
Otherwise, I think they'll try to work out an extension with Chris Carson. And if he wants to take the Melvin Gordon deal, yeah, I'm in. Beyond that, not really sure about it. But if I can get him for the Melvin Gordon contract, sign me up.
Who do y'all think is going to be the best player traded this offseason? So go down in the comments and let us know. The past offseason that we just had, obviously I think it was DeAndre Hopkins, but I actually make the argument that the Stephon Diggs trade was a bigger impact than DeAndre Hopkins.
Especially since they made the playoffs and went 13-3, I get that.
So let us know in the comments who you think is going to be the best player traded this offseason.
Most notable is going to be Carson Wentz, unless
Jimmy
Detroit gets wild out there with Matt Stafford.
Maybe even Matt Ryan. Chris Cheez-It, Niners and Zach Wilson rumors. I've seen the rumors.
Yeah, these have been around for really a while, and I think it was before everyone was like, shoot, Wilson's going to be a top 5, top 7 pick. The Niners at 12, I don't think he's there for them. Maybe Trey Lance ends up being there unless the NFL really does get a little bit wild with it. But the Niners are picking 12. The teams above them that could go quarterback, Denver, Carolina, Detroit, maybe Philadelphia, Atlanta, Jets, and Jacksonville. That's a lot of teams. So if you want Zach Wilson, and I think he'd be such a fun fit in Kyle Shanahan's system, to have someone who could actually create outside of structure would unlock that offense, I think, in a similar way for me that I think Aaron Rodgers has kind of unlocked that Matt LaFleur similar-ish style offense in Green Bay. Obviously, I'm not saying Wilson is Rodgers, but having that attribute matters in today's NFL. I don't think Jimmy G has it. If you can get Zach Wilson, acknowledging he might be a bust, I think that'd be a great fit, but I think you have to trade up to go get him.
Lane Jumper, this is going to be the last question. So where does Andy Dalton go if Dallas doesn't re-sign him? Subway.
Okay, calm down. I think
he's done a lot better down the stretch.
Dalton's going to explore trying to get a chance at a starting role in that Ryan Fitzpatrick style mold.
Patriots.
I think Patriots make some sense. They apparently didn't want him. The Bears had interest, but then they went with Foles, and he's going to be stuck there. I think Denver could make some sense as a veteran pusher of Drew Lock. I think that might make sense for Andy Dalton. If Miami loses Fitzpatrick, if he wants to be a backup,
that's a good idea.
Miami, I think Dalton will try to find a hybrid starting role, and I think Denver, honestly, might be the most logical fit for him.